It might sound unbelievable at first, but someone recently used a very simple way of thinking and attracted $50 million into their life. Not over years, not even over months. In just a few short weeks, everything changed. Their bank account exploded with abundance. Their life shifted completely. And the most amazing part? It wasn't because they were working harder than everyone else. It wasn't because they were luckier, smarter, or born into the right family. It was because they learned how to think in a completely different way, a way that almost no one talks about, but once you understand it, you will never look at money the same way again. The truth is, there is a certain way of thinking that turns money into a natural part of your life, just like breathing. Most people have been trained to think about money with fear, with need, with stress. They believe money is hard to get. They believe only a few lucky people get to experience true wealth. But the person who manifested $50 million didn't believe that anymore. They thought differently. They lived differently in their mind, long before the money showed up in their bank account. You might be thinking right now, that sounds great, but it can't be that easy. And that's okay. Most people are taught that life must be hard, that you have to struggle for everything you get. But what if that idea is the very thing keeping you stuck? What if money is not something you earn through endless effort, but something you allow by shifting your energy and opening your mind? Stay with me, because the next few minutes could change your whole life if you truly understand what I'm about to share. Money is not a reward for suffering. It is not given to those who work the most hours or suffer the most pain. Money flows to those who are aligned with its energy. It flows to those who think in a certain way. And once you make this shift, money will start flowing to you so easily, you will wonder why you ever believed it had to be hard. You are closer than you think. You already have everything inside you to make this happen. You just need to unlock it. If you don't change how you think about money, you might stay stuck in the same cycle for the rest of your life. You might keep working harder and harder, only to feel like you're running in place, never getting ahead. You might continue feeling that tight knot in your chest every time you check your bank account or see a bill in the mail. You might keep believing that money is something outside of you, something you have to chase, something always just out of reach. And that belief alone could cost you the life you were meant to live. Money responds to your thoughts and feelings about it. If you feel fear when you think about money, you push it away. If you feel stress and worry, you create more situations that match that feeling. If you believe deep down that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not deserving enough, money will stay far from you. It will match the story you are telling yourself. This is why it is so important to shift your thinking, not just a little bit, but completely. Not just for a moment, but in a lasting, deep way that becomes part of who you are. Think about it like this. If you plant an apple seed, you get an apple tree. If you plant a thorn bush seed, you get a thorn bush. You cannot plant seeds of lack, fear, and worry and expect to harvest abundance, peace, and wealth. The seed must match the fruit. Your thoughts are the seeds you are planting every single day. If you want a harvest of wealth, you must plant thoughts of wealth, peace, and certainty. No exceptions, no middle ground. It all begins in your mind. Imagine right now that you have the chance to plant a brand new seed, one that grows into a life where money flows to you easily, where your needs are met before you even ask, where abundance is simply your natural state. That seed is the new way of thinking we are about to explore. And the best part? You don't have to force it. You don't have to beg for it. You just have to nurture it gently and consistently, and it will grow beyond what you ever thought possible. If you don't make this change, nothing else you do will matter. You can work harder, take on more jobs, study more strategies, but if the root of your thinking is still fear and scarcity, you will keep getting the same painful results. But if you shift this one thing, your inner thinking, then everything else will start to line up. Opportunities will show up. Ideas will flow to you. People will appear who want to help you. Money will come in ways you never expected. It all begins with the shift inside. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning and check your bank account. And instead of worrying about how much is left, you see a balance of $50 million just sitting there waiting for you. What do you feel? Relief? Joy? Freedom? Maybe even a little disbelief? Let yourself feel it fully. Let yourself step into that energy for a moment. Now ask yourself, what would you do first? Would you pay off every bill you've ever had? Would you buy your dream home, the one you've always imagined but thought was out of reach? Would you help your parents retire? Would you donate to causes you care about deeply? Would you travel the world, explore beautiful places, and create memories with the people you love? Think about it carefully, because this vision is more powerful than you realize. $50 million would not just change your life, it would change the lives of everyone around you. You could help people in ways that would ripple out far beyond your own experience. You could create businesses that give others jobs. You could fund scholarships that help young people chase their dreams. You could support charities that heal broken communities. Your wealth would not just lift you up, it would lift up the world. And most importantly, you would finally have the freedom to be who you truly are. No more decisions based on fear. No more sacrifices because you can't afford it. No more shrinking your dreams down to fit your bank balance. You would have the power to live fully, to give fully, to love fully. You would have the time and space to grow spiritually, to explore your deepest passions, to find out who you really are without the heavy weight of financial stress dragging you down. But here's something even more important. You don't have to wait until you have $50 million to start feeling this way. In fact, feeling this way now is part of how you call that money into your life. The feelings of peace, joy, and certainty are not just a result of wealth. They are the cause of it. By stepping into that feeling now, by imagining your wealthy life and feeling the truth of it now, you begin to tune your mind to the frequency where wealth flows easily. Think of yourself like a radio. When you tune to the right station, the music comes through clearly. You don't have to build the radio tower. You don't have to make the music yourself. You just have to tune in. That's exactly how wealth works. It's already out there. It's already available. Your job is to tune your mind to the frequency of abundance by feeling, thinking, and living as if the wealth you desire is already yours. You may not be able to change everything outside of you right away, but you can change everything inside you, starting right now. You can plant the seed. You can shift your focus. You can start feeling the feelings of freedom, of generosity, of joy. And when you do, you become a magnet for the very abundance you dream of. You become a powerful creator of your own life. You step out of waiting and wishing and step into knowing and receiving. This is the beginning of everything. This is where the real magic starts. Not outside of you, not in the economy, not in luck or chance, but inside your own beautiful, powerful mind. Let me tell you about Sarah. Just a few months ago, she was living a life many people would find familiar. She was working 2 jobs, barely making enough to pay her bills, and feeling like no matter how hard she tried, she just couldn't get ahead. Her bank account had less than $300 in it. Her credit cards were maxed out. Her dreams felt so far away that some days she didn't even dare to think about them anymore. She was surviving, not living. Then one evening, after a long shift at work, Sarah stumbled across the same simple way of thinking that you are learning about right now. At first, she didn't believe it. She thought it sounded too easy, too good to be true. But something inside her whispered, "What if it's real?" She decided to give it a try. She had nothing to lose and everything to gain. Within a week, Sarah's world started to change. She entered a small local contest she barely remembered signing up for, and she won $5,000. It seemed like a miracle. A few days later, her side business, which had been slow and struggling for months, suddenly took off. Orders poured in like never before. In just one day, she earned $25,000. And the surprises didn't stop there. By the end of that month, a distant relative she hadn't spoken to in years left her an unexpected inheritance worth over $2 million. Now you might think Sarah just got lucky. That's what a lot of people would say. But here's what's really important. The money wasn't the cause of her new thinking. Her new thinking was the cause of the money. Once she shifted her beliefs, once she started thinking from a place of wealth instead of lack, the universe lined up to meet her. What seemed like luck was really alignment. And Sarah's story is not unique. There are hundreds, thousands of people just like her who have changed their financial lives completely by changing their thoughts. I could tell you about David, who went from bankruptcy to building a $1 million company. Or Lisa, who paid off all her debts and bought her dream home within a year of changing her mindset. These are real people with real stories. And if it worked for them, it can work for you too. You don't need a perfect background. You don't need a fancy degree. You don't need years of struggle. What you need is the willingness to believe that a different life is possible for you. The willingness to think differently, even when your outside world hasn't changed yet. That's where all the power lies inside you. If this way of thinking is so simple and powerful, you might be wondering, why isn't everyone rich? Why do so many people struggle with money if the answer is right here? The reason is simple. Most people are accidentally pushing money away without even knowing it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is falling into what I call the worth trap. They believe they have to be worthy before they can have money. They tell themselves things like, I need to work harder first, or I need to prove myself, or maybe one day I'll deserve to be rich. But here's the truth. Money doesn't care if you're worthy. Money doesn't have feelings. It's energy. It flows to where there is openness, not where there is judgment or guilt. Another mistake people make is trying to manifest money from a place of need and desperation. They look at their empty wallets, they worry about their bills, they stress about every dollar. And without realizing it, they send out a powerful message: I don't have enough. The universe, which responds to your energy and your beliefs, simply reflects that back. More lack, more struggle. It's like trying to find love when you feel completely lonely and broken. It only pushes what you want further away. And then there's the problem of overcomplicating everything. People are told they need to follow 100 different steps to manifest money. Meditate for hours, chant specific affirmations, visualize in a certain way, do rituals at certain times. They get so wrapped up in doing everything right that they forget the simple truth. It's not about doing, it's about being. Wealth flows to a mind that is at peace with abundance, not struggling to chase it. These mistakes don't happen because people are bad or wrong. They happen because we've been taught lies about money from the moment we were born. We were taught that money is scarce, that it's evil, that wanting it is selfish, that only a few people get to have it. But none of that is true. The truth is, money is everywhere, and it's waiting to flow to you if you'll stop blocking it with fear, guilt, and overthinking. The moment you let go of the need to deserve money, the moment you stop stressing about not having enough, the moment you stop making it complicated, everything begins to change. Money doesn't want you to beg for it. It wants you to open your hands and receive it, naturally, easily, and joyfully. The real magic happens when you make the shift from wanting money to allowing money. And this shift is much simpler than you might think. It all starts with understanding one powerful truth. Money, like air, is always available. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to fight for it. You don't have to beg for it. You just have to allow it to come to you. Think about breathing for a moment. You don't worry about whether there will be enough air for your next breath. You don't sit around stressing about where your oxygen will come from. You simply breathe, trusting that the air is there. That's exactly how you need to start thinking about money. Calm, trusting, natural. Most people spend their lives wanting money. They say, I wish I had more money. They pray, please send me money. They dream about winning the lottery. But wanting creates a distance. It sends a message that says, I don't have it yet. And the universe responds to that energy by keeping it just out of reach. Allowing, on the other hand, is completely different. Allowing says, money flows to me easily. Allowing says, I trust that money is always finding its way to me. Allowing feels relaxed, peaceful, certain. There's no fear in allowing. There's no stress. There's just a quiet knowing that what you desire is already on its way. You don't need to pretend you're rich if you're not. You don't need to fake anything. You simply need to shift your inner state from desperate wanting to calm allowing. You align your thoughts, your feelings, and your energy with the truth that money is abundant and that you are open to receiving it. This shift may sound small, but it's everything. It's the key that unlocks the door. Once you start thinking in this way, money can finally flow to you without resistance. Opportunities appear. Unexpected gifts show up. New ideas drop into your mind. Life begins to feel lighter. You start to see proof everywhere that your new mindset is working. The people who manifest millions are not usually the ones working the hardest. They are the ones who have learned how to allow. They don't sit around obsessing over money all day. They live their lives with a sense of ease and trust, knowing that money is simply a part of the flow of life. And now you are learning how to do the same. The moment you stop chasing money and start allowing it, you step into a new reality. A reality where wealth is your natural state. A reality where abundance feels as normal as breathing. A reality where $50 million is not a crazy dream, but a natural result of who you have become inside. Imagine for a moment that having $50 million is as normal to you as having a roof over your head. You don't wake up every day and get surprised that your home is still there. You simply expect it. You trust it. You live in it. Wealth should feel the same way. It should feel like part of your natural life, not some rare event that happens only to a few lucky people. The problem is that most people see wealth as something far away, something special, something almost magical. They put it on a pedestal. They imagine they have to do something extraordinary to deserve it. But that thinking pushes money further and further away. When you treat something as rare and distant, your mind accepts it as rare and distant. The real shift happens when you begin to see wealth as normal. Just like you expect the sun to rise each morning, you can expect wealth to be part of your life. It doesn't mean you feel arrogant. It doesn't mean you act like you're better than anyone else. It simply means you live in the quiet, calm knowing that abundance is a natural part of your existence. This is what the most successful people in the world do, even if they don't realize it. They move through life expecting good things to happen. They are not surprised when opportunities fall into their lap. They are not shocked when money flows easily. They simply accept it. It feels normal to them. And because it feels normal inside, it becomes normal outside. You don't have to wait until you have $50 million in your bank account to feel wealthy. In fact, you must feel wealthy first. That feeling is what tunes your mind to the right frequency. That feeling is what calls the money to you. The more you practice feeling natural about wealth, the faster you will see it show up in your life. Changing the way you think about money does not have to be hard. In fact, it should feel easy, natural, and even fun. All it takes is a few simple practices each day to keep your mind tuned to abundance. First, every morning when you wake up, take 5 minutes to feel wealthy. Before you check your phone, before you look at the news, before you even think about your day, close your eyes and imagine what it feels like to have more than enough money. Feel the peace. Feel the freedom. Feel the gratitude. Imagine yourself moving through your day with complete ease, knowing that you are fully supported by the universe. During the day, practice what I call wealth breathing. Whenever you spend money, whether it's buying a coffee, paying a bill, or getting groceries, take a deep breath and think, more money is already flowing back to me. Smile as you do it. Let spending feel light and joyful, not stressful. Remember, money flows both ways. Every dollar you spend is like planting a seed that will grow and return to you multiplied. At night, before you go to sleep, spend a few minutes reviewing your day, but do it through the eyes of a wealthy person. Don't focus on what you lack. Focus on everything you already have. Feel grateful for the food you ate, the roof over your head, the opportunities you received. Gratitude is powerful because it tells the universe, I am ready for more. These simple daily habits will rewire your mind faster than you can imagine. They don't take much time. They don't require any special tools. They only require your willingness to show up for yourself. The more consistent you are, the faster you will see the shift happen. Wealth will begin to feel more and more natural to you. And when that happens, it will start flowing into your life with ease. Even as you start making these changes, you will face challenges. Doubt will creep in. Fear will whisper in your ear. People around you might question your new way of thinking. This is normal. It doesn't mean you are failing. It means you are growing. When doubt shows up, don't fight it. Don't get angry at yourself. Simply recognize it for what it is, an old pattern trying to protect you. Thank it for trying to help, and then gently return your focus to your new way of thinking. Remind yourself that you are creating a new path. And every new path comes with some bumps along the way. If negative people around you try to pull you back into old thinking, don't waste your energy trying to convince them. You don't need their approval. You don't need their understanding. Your journey is yours alone. Smile, nod, and keep walking your path. Their doubt cannot stop you unless you let it. One of the trickiest traps is what I call the evidence trap. This happens when you look at your current bank account or your current bills and think, see? Nothing's changing. But remember, what you see now is simply the result of your past thoughts. It's like looking in the rearview mirror while trying to drive forward. Ignore the old evidence. Keep focusing on where you are going, not where you have been. And if you ever feel fear about what success might bring, more responsibility, more change, more attention, remind yourself, money only makes you more of who you already are. If you are a good, kind, loving person now, you will be even more good, kind, and loving with wealth. You have nothing to fear. The key to handling doubt and fear is not to eliminate it completely, but to keep moving forward anyway. Trust the process. Trust yourself. Trust that the universe is supporting you every step of the way, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Right now, you stand at the doorway of a brand new life. A life where $50 million is not just a wild dream, but a real, natural part of your story. A life where you wake up with peace in your heart, where money flows to you easily, where you have the freedom to live your true purpose and help others in ways you can barely imagine. Everything you need is already inside you. The power, the creativity, the magnetism, it's all there, waiting for you to say yes, waiting for you to step into it. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove yourself. You only have to allow it. You only have to choose it. Decide right now that you will no longer live from fear, scarcity, or doubt. Decide that you will think, feel, and act like wealth is your natural state. Decide that you will plant the seeds of abundance every single day, even when it feels hard, even when the old doubts try to creep back in. Your new life is waiting for you. The universe is already moving pieces behind the scenes, lining up the people, opportunities, and resources you need. Your only job is to stay aligned, stay open, stay ready to receive. Let yourself believe in the beauty of your own dreams. Let yourself trust that you are worthy of abundance simply because you exist. And let yourself step forward boldly, knowing that the $50 million life you desire is not just possible, it's already on its way to you.